It's a beautiful spring day in East Tennessee, 74 degrees. It is great working weather. We have two projects lined up. We're going to be restoring this patio and we're going to be creating a retaining wall. So this whole patio around this fire pit has to be redone.
So basically we're taking up this stone dust that's here. We're going to take up 2 inches, then we're going to put a 3/8 aggregate in there for proper drainage. And then we're going to put our pavers back in and get these joints tightened up.
So we got a lot to do, but Chris, Kenny, Blake, and I, we're going to get going. And I can't wait to show you guys the final result when everything's all finished. Something else that will be beneficial is installing a edge around this patio to keep all this mulch from spilling onto it. Because one, it doesn't look good, and two, all the water and all the material just rolls down this hill and it collects on this patio. So by having a bed edge right here, it's going to kind of help divert some of the water and prevent all this material from spilling onto this patio.
Come on, man. You're going to bend over, you ain't going to be able to get back up.
People do use this stuff.
Yeah, they've got it unique. The problem is it's easy for level. It doesn't drain well. We're putting 2 inches of clean aggregate down for drainage purposes. It's going to be better so it actually doesn't harden up and move, shift as it settles. Aggregate it interlocks. So it's just a better product all the way around. And ask any kind of company that sells block or anything, and that's what they'll recommend anyway. That's how warranties hold up when you use the right products. Scraping this 2 inches out of this stuff. Take 2 inches, then we'll run a plate tamper around this over and over and over again to pack it down. And then we'll put our number 8s on there.
So on this edge, it's super compacted. It's as hard as a rock. I have to come through here, break and bust all this up. So we can take at least 2 inches off this entire patio and make sure everything's all level.
When it rains, the water ponds up here, it's going to cause that gravel which you put down here to wash out them cracks, and it's going to cause it to sink. And wintertime too, a big thing in the wintertime, if you got ponding on an area like this, when the water gets underneath your block, your rock, or your pavers, and it freezes, it's going to pop them out of the ground. So if it's not draining right, you're not getting the water off of it, it's going to create a problem later on. We're going to install some kind of drainage pipe, corrugated pipe with some rock and gravel around through here on the outer edge, and let it run out each side on each end. And I think that's pretty much going to solve the problem, I feel like.
So we got everything all cleaned up. Now we're going to start putting down our new base here shortly. Day 2, we're back on the job. Materials are delivered.
This is actually number 8 stone. So it's small enough to where It's easy enough to level. You don't compact it, you level this off, screed it off, and just set your pavers on top of it, and then go through after the fact and tamp them down with a piece of plywood and a hand tamp. It allows water to drain through. Instead of puddling underneath like sand will allow or stone dust. Technically, when you do something like this where you got a big bowl, you want to fill this all up with like clean gravel, 57 all the way through. Nothing with fines in it to where it can actually compact and harden. You need everything to drain through. So I keep it about a quarter bubble out just to have it pitched down. That way water sheds off after you seal these joints. Anything that runs through, that's exactly why you want this kind of coarse stone. That way it drains, but you try to keep it pitched down so the water sheds off.
All right, we got all the pavers down. Now we're gonna go through, we're gonna tamp everything down, make sure everything looks nice and level and perfect. All right, so we're just about finished with our patio and fire pit area. We're on the last steps now. We're putting out our polymeric sand into the joints, and then we're gonna come through, wet everything down, and secure and lock everything into place.
So when you're sweeping this poly sand in to fill these joints, once you get it packed in there, you want to sweep it very lightly diagonally across all the joints so you're not pulling it out.
All of our little stepping stones back in place. From 80 to 30, you gotta love springtime in Tennessee, but nonetheless, we are out here. We are beginning construction on our retaining wall.
I'm doing the retaining wall, digging a footer for it. You gotta have it good and level so you get your retaining wall block set on it. Always remember, it's got to be level. Your first road's got to be level. Yeah, we would have to get some chip up from the other.
And while doing the footer and the prep work for our retaining wall, of course, we ran into a bunch of rock. So now we're having to deal with this. So we're having to jackhammer all this because there's a whole bunch of rock right where we want to put our wall at. We're getting our footer prepared for our retaining wall, and there's a lot of boulders under here. So we've already tried to like jackhammer some of them out, and now we're trying to dig them out with the excavator. But this spot in particular, it's really going to be a challenge. So footer has to be done right, has to be absolutely perfect, and we have to get it leveled to the T. There's no room for error, or the wall's not going to turn out good.
That's what you get on Norris Lake. Right there. Big rock.
We're bringing in a lot of material from all the landscape beds that we edged. That way we can kind of backfill our retaining wall. We just want it to be rich with dirt, so it gives our new plant material something to grow in and to kind of level things out and make things look better. The black that we chose for this project is Rockwood Gray. That's what the homeowner wanted to go with. We think that that would look best given the color scheme of the home. And I think it's gonna look really nice. I'm really liking the color of this black with the home. You see the home's got grays, it's got whites. I think this is gonna look really good, especially when people pass by on their boats on the lake. It's gonna draw their eye. And all this is going to be leveled out, and it's gonna be a flower bed. We're gonna improve the irrigation, and there's gonna be a summer annuals bed up top. So it's gonna be a very vibrant mix of all different kinds of annual flowers. The flowers will change every year. So this little spot up above the retaining wall is gonna look really nice.
The first layer, first course of retaining block, any kind of block, is the most important, obviously. That way, when you start stacking, it's level. You got to make sure it's level. So get your first course good, and then you can stack quickly after that. It's very important to have a good footer in there too. Good solid footer, and everything's nice and tight. You always want your filter fabric in there. Separates the soils from the clean stone. Once again, proper drainage. Everything's about drainage, especially here in these Tennessee mountains. Make sure you have the proper drainage, because nothing's going to last. So when you do this drain pipe, it depends on how long of a run you have. This is a short 40-foot run. So we're going to start high at this side, a little higher, and have a pitch going down the far end. where water drains out as it collects coming down this bankside.
All right, we got the retaining wall built, we got the top caps on, and we're just gonna start cleaning up the area, adding the finishing touches. So we're gonna fix this whole mess, get all this leveled out, smoothed out, and start repairing everything. And then we're gonna bring all of our dirt forward. Dealing with this red Tennessee clay soil is not easy, but we will get everything tamped down, smoothed out nonetheless. All right, it's the final day. Today is all about the finishing touches. So we are going to repair some of the damaged turf areas. We're going to put some grass seed down and some straw just to keep the seed in place. We're also going to add fresh mulch at the top of the retaining wall. So it just goes to show you how hard working on the lake is out here. This driveway is so steep, we can't even back the trailer down to it because the bottom of our trailer would start dragging and it would scratch the client's driveway. So obviously we're not going to do that. We have to carry all these bags of mulch by hand all the way down the driveway, all the way down to the hill. So it's definitely a challenge. It is hard working out here on Norris Lake, but we do it every day. We get it done. And we just want our clients to have a good experience with no damages to their property. So we do whatever it takes. On these windy days. Of course it'd be super windy when we're trying to put our grass seed and straw down, right? Never fails. Grass seed and straw is down. Now we're adding the mulch to the top of the retaining wall. It's gonna look amazing when it's done. cleanup's the most important part of the job. Without a nice cleanup, all your hard work won't shine. So we're gonna go through, get everything cleaned up, get this place spotless. All right, 4 days down, we are all finished with our patio restoration and our retaining wall installation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are Mr. Green Thumbs. We are located in La Follette, but we service 13 counties in the greater Knoxville area. If you need retaining walls, patios, landscape installation, landscape design, or comprehensive grounds maintenance, give us a call at 423-494-4114. Thanks. We'll catch you on the next one.